This is day 1132 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. I sponsor from share more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Please contact me directly. Be very greatly appreciated. They're doing a similar test. See if you Zion to Chav Gimel. Is used on. Yesh Shomer the Kim the Bittul Shach El Makom Shein Eino Esernik. Bittul is only relevant place where you can't distinguish the Eser. Avok Shenikar Eser in the Bittul, but where you can distinguish it, it does not has no Bittul. Therefore Yavesh solids. They don't meet them where it's different types, but the machine has but on 60 and Makom Blake on make on a timer. It's the only way you can't discern the different taste. We can make on a timer where you can discern the different tastes. Such as you have a piece which absorbs milk. Shenasra, no, it's probably chalev. A piece which absorbed chalev, which became usr. Nisar mekatiros got mixed up with other pieces. Levis, or a milking vessel. Shizar mekayim shabasar, got mixed up with other fleshy vessels. Mani equal make on a timer to destroy the kfela. If you have an expert, a non-Jewish chef, he can tell the difference. Ain't there's a bit that's not bottom. That's a pichodesh v'divrei teimayin is astonishing. Shene's bar b'simin samach tes see peidal the busers bash below malicha, meat which is cooked without salting. These arba os chaticha diras acheros. That piece got mixed up with other pieces. The butter barov. Tavik min b'mino. It's like min b'mino. Ayin shom. He b'zelo dami. Okay, here it's not comparable. But the concept of shishin here doing school requiring 60. It came blue michalev since absorb chalev having community sheino mino. I do for different species. Which some nami have a eno mino. There also, it's like eno mino. The butler barov. We should the bush the dam should be slow have the rabbanon. I was going to say it is mino, but he says no, it's eno mino, and it's not. But dam should cook blood, which all blood is going to be eventually, is on the rabbanon. Because have a sham mila kapanim inside that you need should be cholesterol tom and the bittul cloud. If you're going to say that because you can taste it, it has no bittul whatsoever. But gam sham yichol lidom even if it's the rabbanon, it's like it should be like a davish material. You can tell it's possible to discern by taste. Elevate the zelamika is a nikamashi yichol that which you can taste is not called that the iser is discernible. Furthermore, we don't rely on the non-Jews tasting. Therefore, it's certainly butter in 60. This is superior garden wrote that as well. That which he wrote in terms of kelim, kvanis bar, simon, chabes. We didn't see yet. The kelim have a kemin b'mino. Vessels and vessels is like the same species. Ubata barov and his butter in majority. Yuchas Kasva Tur. The Tur writes the Yavish, Mean Bamino, solid mixture of solids of the same type. Butter barov, which is butter barov. Mutar Adam Echol the Echol Kulam Biyachad. This is a very, very important question. He says one person can eat all three of them together. Avi Shabbat Ochel Isser, even though he's definitely eating something which was Isser. Is natural. So I have to eat each one individually. And so you don't have to toss one out and say, well, that is as if it was identified as this. There's an opinion of the Rosh. In the brackets, he says here, although there's no open and closed brackets, which is strange, just Rashi print. Maybe it's just a typo. I think it's probably a typo. I think it's supposed to be regular print. They forgot to change change out of Rashi after they wrote the Maramokam, Chulin, Perek Zayin, Simon Lamed Zayin. So there's the Rosh, this is the Rosh's opinion, the Isser Nepach Heter, that the Isser, because it comes Heter, because Mutar Chom Kulam Yachdir, that's what he altogether, came with any kind of Isser clouds, no Isser whatsoever. Came with Talech Chokol Echab Ibn Yachdir, you can also eat each one independently. Come at low time with the Zegar Tvei, don't say that this is worse. When I mean, because you start with me, Bali Mumin. Like we say by Kachim, when Tamimim got mixed up with Bali Mumin, ones without blemish, got mixed up with blemishes, we can only sacrifice 2 by 2 because then at least one of the sacrifices will be appropriate. But what? I guess he means that when you go one half, you can eat each one separately, but not in one sitting. Can't eat one and one, and then one. The shtayim yesh lomar, and two, we can say kein shachol b'hali de teru, b'ashen ushel heter. No, okay, this again, there's a mess because of the change in font. They mutar akriv rak shnayim. How echad lo. You catch him, you can't. You have to do 2 by 2, not 1 by 1. The shnayim yesh makim shechol b'hali teru. Since if you had the thing being 2 korbanos at once, since one of them is definitely heter, hashem nam yushel heter. So he says, according to Rashi there, that we assume the second one is also heter. I always thought it's because, I guess, remember the Rashi. Because we want the Maisa HaKrove to be something which at least is some valid part of it. No, he says, because then we can say, I see that the second one is heter. He's some Makan, and I would perhaps say the same thing here. The other rabbi, shouldn't eat them 2 by 2. Mashon came and so Nebach letter, the never comes that since it's a turn to heter, which does not happen by a balmum. By a korban, yochel ochem b'cholam v'shir any way he wants. I made tzarich l'shir, you don't have to toss him either. If you should matzim basis to him of a truma she's ar b'chulin, I've got the batel become tzarich l'ashir chayim b'tar robes. When two are going to mix them b'chulin, even though it's batel 1 in 100, nevertheless you have to toss one measure out of the mixture. The Kanei tzarich comes to tell us that here it's not required. The sham mimnei gezel ha shevet, because it's a theft. I guess you don't have to give it to them. Okay, Shane Shai Surah as opposed to others. I always thought that we toss one out symbolically. He's saying it's because of Gezel Shave, it's from the Kohani. I didn't realize that. You test. Avarash Bazar Kosa, the Oslochem Kum Be'achad. Rash Bar. Rash says you can't eat all of them once. Yochem Echad Echad, you have to eat them one by one. Zelo Shon is what he says. Chatil Shem Ve'elosh, Eno Root Wheel is Kabeh. If you have a piece of a tray of meat which is not suitable to serve a guest, and mixed up with other kosher meat, yavish solids, potatoes, butter. Even 1 and 2. The Isra Shalivrei main con is not even is the Rabbanon here. The Kilbutov said they were leaning in this matter because each one stands independently. Each one independently. It was Bata Brod Vaitor, so this is Bata Romidor Raisa. There's no reason to rice when you eat one of them. And you may say shel heter. I say, but each one is the heter. As you say, each one in turn. Feel ba'achron and you may mash nechal rishol shel iser. Then we get the time left the last one. I say, well, it was ready in this other one. Fire lochlo is gone. This one's mutter. Hashem is varman nivlon as opposed to things which they mix together. Therefore, we don't eat them all at once. Peino vashlam. As opposed to things that get mixed up. Period. Therefore, you don't eat the solids one as one. All three together. You should not cook them all together either. End quote. What he means to say. Yesh Lavin. I have to understand. Since the minimum is bottom right, so in a majority, pain belach, pain biyovish, whether it's liquids or solids. Why would the stringent require 60 by lach belach, by liquid, and to be lenient with dry, with solids? So therefore he answers the yovish, and the omer, when it's solids, I say each piece is the piece of heter. Suppose the things that get mixed together, like liquids, the b'chol mukta yesh gankin called mixas, a little bit. There's also gankin minisra, some part of the isser. Tzirul shishin required 60. Akapayim anu l'meini midvala. Name we learn what he says. Let's just for us a rush zal the isser nepach leheter. Doesn't hold the rush that the isser becomes heter. Rather, it's we follow the majority. We say which you're allowed to do, but doesn't take off the cheftza of Isser from the other one. And if it's a scenario where there is no rove, so it's not let you eat it. We say each of the majority of the evening. We're going to say that it turns into heter. have to say on each one, this is the heter one. Hello, kula heter. The whole mixture is mutter now. You can't ask Kohen Rosh. You can't lamech chamira belach letu shishim. So why require 60 by liquids? Down pushes. He's not. It's came to eno mino chayavna. Those in time since it's eno mino. If it's not the same mean, it's going to give a taste. If the ratio is less than 1 to 60. So therefore, they're machmir also by min b'mino in such a scenario. There is one who wrote in going Rashi, there's no prohibition only to eat the entire mixture together. But you can eat two at once. Even if it's only a mixture of three. It does not sound that way from what he says. Because of Echel Misharim, Mefurish Le'echel Rov Aser. When the Rishonim says explicitly, it's the Shittim Kubetzes evidently, according to Rashi, you can't eat the majority. Mishum Tlayet, the Yisur Barabisa, because we always assume that the Rov is in the majority, so therefore you have to take each time a minority of the mixture. Chafal. Yeshua says, Shemachmir Od, the rabbis who are even more stringent. This. Even in one sitting, even eating one by one, no one person should eat all of them. That's smart. Not sure about it. It is seems quite obvious. They're all like the Rush in Nepach. It's a Nepach letter. It becomes that. You have a Svilek. If you held that way, there's no room for these chumras. So that's what I'm saying about it. Shulchan Besif Aleph Shekasu the Mutter Lachlan Adam Echad. The Shulchan says that even one person eat Kachas even answer each one separately. Avolo Yochlam Lochal Shloshtem Yachad. Okay, so the Shulchan is actually going like the Smag. One person can eat each one individually, not all three together. Even for one person to eat them, even in sequence. There's a preferable way to conduct oneself. Some people are stringent to toss one, we'll give it to a non-Jew. But that's only a chumrah ba'alma. I already explained why. Because of there's no shevet. Well, actually, that doesn't apply here. I don't know why here it does one. It sounds to me more like a symbolic gesture, like I said before. But if a rush or a tour, they didn't bring the rush or a tour at all. But I know that she be studying the Shenev Echa Mehem or Nafal. There's this concept with permitted substances which are mixed into permitted substances. So when one got lost and fell into the sea, which will only become mutter. But that's only in a mixture where it's not just one suffix but a double suffix. Which I have Kandin says it's not relevant here. The Chumrah of the Yesh Machrin is Yasta al Davar Zeh. The Chumrah of the Yesh Machrin is based on this concept. Rabbi Kasvu, the Eino El Chumram, and that's why they wrote that for one, to toss one is only a Chumrah. The Apiadim Bita Barov, because according to the law, a strict letter of law, by Bita Barov, or they insert Davar Zeh, either you don't require tossing one, or the Eino Cloud doesn't work at all. Nevertheless, according to Chumrah, if you tossed one, somebody else, not you, somebody else can eat all of them at once. All of them at once. And he says, of course, in brackets, Rasha, Smag, Shulchan, calling all of them Beduk. Chabes, Okas have a tour. The tour also wrote, if you cook the mixture after the bit of brov, kasser hashba, Rashi says, each one is permitted in and of itself. And the sauce becomes usher if there's a nosin so you need 60 corresponding to the prohibited substance. Adoni Rosh Torah says, quoting his father, the Rosh, he made a Jew distinction because of Shiv Lono da Tarovto. If you not become aware of the mixture, before they were cooked, so Shishin Keneged you need 60 corresponding to this. She's Lishbashel. But if you knew the mixture before you cook, kamrot mutter kulo, the sauce is mutter in its entirety. Just like the pieces that are mixed together. If after bittul more issues added on, it becomes us again. It's like they follow their line of reasoning from the previous discussion. The Rashba ein ha'isa nepach leheter. The Rashba, the issa does not become heter. Therefore, it answers the sauce and it gives a taste. Rosh issa nepach leheter. According to Rosh, that the issa does become heter. Ain't kind of issa clause, no issa at all. L'chein wrote the mutter. That's why the sauce is permitted. Vakim lono dami kodem she's bashel, but if the only catch is if he didn't become aware of the mixture before it was cooked, adayin lo isbat isur. The chalais of the bittul is at the time that you actually become aware of the taribas. So in this case, the bittul did not precede the cooking. The chain so she's 1960. The idea of grammar is a bittul. Becoming aware is what causes bittul. In addition, something was added on to the Isser after you became aware of it. Matzah minas min of a neon. The similar types connect with each other, and they are awoken and forbidden. After you have just true even by stars, much because of Ramah, the Simon Saites Ivav. The Anu Zesham, see involved me explain it there. Uriah Lee, it seems to be the Zel Rakim Rabbanah Das Rosh. So you Rabbanah, that in the Chazim in here. I mean, I told me the rice came and she said, so the rice, the Issa became heter. Kfarim mutar is already permitted. Balach only by liquids came and she says tam Isser. So it says the taste of the Isser. Vaday the gam be'atorah chos minar. There certainly it awakens itself. The rice. Yavish min rabbanan by Yavish as is when there's no time yet. It's only also midrabanan. If if you do come together, it will give a taste. So as a brackets, can you really use that? Is Arukh HaShulchan's own interpretation. Each of the pieces of mutter kosher. What's the difference between the pieces and the sauce? The sauce you answered. The Kwanisha Rashba is a Bechula Rashba was asked about this. The Shimon answered, "Should be mesu told it's a mistake. Came and sharotev also once the sauce is also already nivla harotev me'achatichos. Ba'achatichos. The sauce gets absorbed into the pieces. Gam chatichos sauce and the pieces also. Can't go to the bias. Ava tour kosher. It's difficult on the tour. Therefore, those who say come on the tour who shishim negeda iser. And 60 corresponding to the prohibition. Shishim, even there is 60, come, ain lochlom ke'echad rak alcohol echad kochad v'natz. We still shouldn't eat them together, but each individually. That's the bach. But mavur. It's very difficult. Russia doesn't seem to have that smart at all. Then you start near it. So since you can eat, eat the pieces, each one unto itself. How can answer whatever it emits? That it itself has butter over its mutter, but what emits is aser. Who had small mutter, plitas aser. I was going to say that pieces remain mutter like they were previously. That which the sauce requires 60. That we judge as solid and liquid requires 60. So the issue is primarily the Rabbanan we're not concerned with, in addition to the blood, whatever blood they might have absorbed. They have absorbed clumps in the gravy, so to speak, which were infused with treif. Yeah, we're not concerned with that. Because really everything is mutter. It's by the sauce they were machir because it's akin to solid liquid. She's sorry of koyim, she's sorry b'yavish b'yavish. Where that take place and got mixed together before the solids got mixed together. So after acid, okay, it's like a pshara. It's good enough. In the sauce, we don't have to be machmir in the pieces themselves. And the ikar of tam is in the sauce. So therefore, I guess that's why the sauce would be more machmir. Not sure.